Thank you for checking out beastsinjungle.com. Today we're going to do a comparison between the Therm-a-Rest ProLite Plus and the Big Agnes Q-Core. First we're going to start with similarities. First of all, both of these pads are considered 4-season pads. Also, they're very similar in length and weight. The Therm-a-Rest is 30 ounces and the Big Agnes is 29 ounces. The Therm-a-Rest is 77 inches long and the Big Agnes is 78 inches long. And they're also right around the same price. The Big Agnes is $20 more and costs $149.95 if you shop at REI. Now we're going to talk a bit about the differences. One of the first notable differences is the pack size. If you look here, this here on my right is the Big Agnes, and this on my left is the Therm-a-Rest. The Big Agnes is about 1/3 smaller than the Therm-a-Rest, one pack, which is going to make a big difference when it comes to packing it in a smaller bag. The difference that's probably the most obvious is the thickness. The Big Agnes is 3.5 inches thick, which is fantastic. It lays over uneven ground extremely well. You're not going to notice small rocks or roots that are underneath your pad. And whereas this Therm-a-Rest is 1.5 inches, so you're going to have to be a little more careful where you lay this one down, although it is quite cozy. Also, because of the thickness, you're going to get a different R value, and also the insulation. The R value for the Q-Core is a 5, and the R value for the Therm-a-Rest is 3.8. So the R value for the Big Agnes is a bit higher. It's going to be a warmer sleeping pad. Also, due to the thickness, you're going to be able to sleep on your hip on this pad, whereas it's a little more difficult on a thinner pad. You might have your hip hit the ground, depending on how firm you have this. Another difference is the actual width. So the Therm-a-Rest is 25 inches wide, and the Big Agnes is 20 inches wide. Now, this makes a big difference when it comes to sleeping style. So if I were to choose between these two pads, if I were a side sleeper, I would choose the Big Agnes. So the Big Agnes is fantastic for side sleepers. However, if you sleep on your stomach or if you sleep on your back, you're going to notice that it is a bit narrow. So if I lay on this, I have difficulty keeping my arms actually on the pad. And I'm not an exceptionally large person. I'm 5'10", about 165. Now if I lay on the Therm-a-Rest, it's quite easy. I can have both of my arms at my sides or in front of me, and both of them stay on the pad, which is going to be excellent if you like to sleep on your stomach or you like to sleep on your back. Another main difference is the Therm-a-Rest is a bit quieter. Notice if I move around on the Therm-a-Rest, it doesn't make a ton of noise, where the Big Agnes makes a bit more noise. Many people have commented that the Big Agnes that the noise is not significant. If you roll around a lot, though, you may disturb somebody else if they're sleeping in the tent with you. I've been using the Big Agnes for the last several months, but as a back sleeper and a stomach sleeper, I'm going to give the Therm-a-Rest a try. I haven't had enough time to give this a full test, so in the next 30 days I'm going to be using only this, and I'll get back to you with a full report. So check in at Beasts in Jungle, and I'll give you the full report.